Hi everyone, welcome to episode 92, I believe, of the Yarnivore Podcast. I am Sadie, I am your hostess. I have someone to show you. This is Mouse. She is still recovering. Of course, she was neutered. But I didn't show her to you last time. So now you get to see my new little baby. She has decided she likes being out and about, she likes climbing. She is very inquisitive, and I'm not sure if you can see. Come here, yes. Show them your little eyeball. She has a little bit of an eye issue. This does not slow her down any, but it does impact her peripheral vision. And she loves string, so there's that. Clearly, she is meant to be my cat. And little Miss Mouse was having a nap, and I woke her up because I'm mean to show you. But she hasn't been allowed in this room, so she's quite interested in what's going on. So, and I've got a Sassy at my feet. She may want to go see what's going on. Go down. Go down. There you go. I'm wearing my finished object. The ends are not woven in, as you can see. I will stand up for you. This is the Winter Wheat by Alpha Knits, I believe. Atelier Alpha, Alpha on Ravelry, Alpha Knits. This is the extra large size. I have not washed or blocked. And I ran out of the white, as you can see. So I only did 3 on the arm instead of the 4, and then I used the brown to do the attached I-cord. I did the attached I-cord with buttonholes, not just the buttonholes, because I felt like it. So, whew, okay. But the ends are not woven in. I did the extra large size. I have anywhere from a 44 to a 47-inch bust, depending on what bra I'm wearing. So, let that be. I did get gauge on this one. I did gauge swatch, and I ended up changing the needles. I think I went up a size. Oh, were you whining? She won't let you play? Sassy gets kind of whiny because the cat won't play with her. But Sassy started obedience on Wednesday, so she's learning. And now we have a Kachansky coming in. So the gang's all here. But this is my finished object. According to my Ravelry page, I started this in 2016, in June, so it's like 2 years old. But yeah, it will be very comfy. It's good for slumming around in. It's super overlappy. I think if I were to do it again, which I never will, I would go up a size. The problem I found with this, and it's the problem I have, it's my problem, it's not anyone else's problem, and it's not a design flaw. It's the flaw with me, is you start and you do this whole thing. See that? For like 3 colors. It's too much. It's too much at once for me. And even after you like break it down, there's still like, it seems like so many stitches. I just need regular construction for a bit. That's what I need. Regular construction. And I apologize, it's horribly overcast, it's windy, it's rainy, it's miserable out. It's later in the day than I usually podcast, but it was that or it wasn't getting done, so I decided to do it. So this is my finished object. I don't even think it needs to be washed and blocked. I just need to weave the ends in, put some buttons on. I'll probably put the buttons in the green section, because that's where I think I would like it the most. Because I want to, like, I want it to be big and warm, and I want to have enough that I can drape better. I don't know. Does that make sense? Does that make sense to you? Makes sense to me. Yeah. Coffee. My mom gave me some chocolate caramel sugar cookie coffee. So far, it's pretty good. All right, into works in progress. In the Fat Squirrel Fibers bag, we have the Franken socks. Now the Franken socks are my Desert Vista Dye Works for the month of April, And so what I am doing is a pattern, or not a pattern, a recipe, shall we say, that Annette, formerly of the Soft Light Kittens podcast and yarn dyeing, she taught me or showed, which is kind of like a stripey effect. So I'm using self-striping and I'm striping it. So you do a row, you do a row, you do a row, you do a row. In the variation she did, you move over by 2 stitches every time, so you really get a striking effect. But I'm lazy, so I'm only changing it over row by row, and then I'm doing an inch of each color and then changing it to a new color. And I'm repeating myself, like this is completely repeating myself along the way, but it is a true Frankensock. Now because they're knee highs and I wanted a bit of a pattern, or at least someone who had figured something out well before me, I went with the Drops pattern 104-9, which is completely free. And then I went with the small. There's a small, medium, and a large, and there's no... I'm a big girl, I got big calves, okay? Usually I have to go up. Usually the problem is it's not big enough. And I either have to go up a yarn size or a needle size or something. But let me tell you, the small is big enough. I don't know if it's that my gauge is horribly off. I don't know. I don't know what's going on, and I don't care. It fits at the small. And I think I've got, what is it, like 13 to 15 inches around my calf here. Miracles of tape measures. I will tell you how wide my calf is just so you can measure it for yourself. Oh, I take that back. I've got an 18-inch calf. 18-inch calf. Now I am wearing leg warmers, so it could be closer to a 17.5 or like, but 18-inch calf. And I'm using the Mystical either US 1 2.25s or US 1.5 2.5 millimeter needles. The more I think about it, the more I think these are 2.5s, which would explain why I'm getting the gauge I'm getting. And I have lost every stinking gauge. We'll get to it at the end, okay? I will explain at the end, but they're misplaced right now. So I think it's a 2.5, which is fine. And I took it down to 64 stitches, and it's massive, and I've been trying it on, but it fits perfectly. And I've finished the heel, and yeah. So everything is self-striping, except for the blue one. And I'm doing the heel and the top ribbing, and I may do the toes out of, and it's also a Desert Vista. It's a variegated that came in there was an SSK exclusive. There was a stained glass socks that went with it, but I didn't like that pattern, so I knit them in February of last year, and this is the leftovers. So doing the top ribbing, the heels, and possibly the toes out of this. And then here's my giant bag. And I've been using the 75-25 for the foot, and then I'm switching out to doing the sparkly ones on, or no, 75-25 on the cuff. And then I'm going to switch to the sparkly ones for the foot because they're a bit bouncier and they'll give my foot more cushion. Because who doesn't love cushion on a foot? So yeah, that's where I'm at on the first one. I need to have them both done by the end of April. I'm sort of wondering... Well, I did the first one super fast, so I just need to get back on it. I had like this arm to do for the longest period of time, and then I gave up on it for a little bit, and then I went back to it, and then once you hit this point, you just can't stop. It doesn't matter what else you have to work on, you can't stop. It's compulsion is what it is. Got a dog down here. How do you guys feel about me wearing the finished cardigan? I'll just wear. I got a mouse over here trying to climb up on the bed, saying, "Hi guys." She's so cute. Look at those little ears. She's so cute. She's very purry. She's very snuggly. She's getting on with Kachansky. They've had a few growl fights. Nothing big. So. And Sassy has learned her place, which is at the exact bottom of the food chain in this family. But she's cute, so there you have it. Then, this one saw a little bit of love. It's probably going into heavy rotation next. In my other Fat Squirrel Fibers. Yeah, I have 3 Fat Squirrel Fibers bags in rotations right now. I need to change that out. I have the Sunset Highway cardigan. Looks a bit something like that, but in color. And you've heard it 1,000,001 times before. I'm using the Diamond Luxury Tradition sock or something like that. Yeah, but bam, Diamond Luxury Tradition sock. In colors that are only numbers, so it doesn't really matter. And I am into the Never Ending Stockinette portion of the body. So it's gotten about another 2 inches since you last saw it. I have to hit 15 before I can do whatever it is you do. Move on to the arms, maybe. It's gorgeous. I can't wait to wear it. I am in stockinette hell. And I'm using a US 4 3.5mm needle on this. It also calls for a US, what is it, US 3? No. What are you? It's a 2.75mm needle, I know that much. Here you go, US 2 2.75, which I have in here, which I will probably need for the ribbing on the arms, maybe the ribbing on the bottom of the sweater if there's ribbing. I don't know. Is there ribbing? Kittens. Mews. We're gonna have a standoff. We're gonna have a standoff. They just talk to each other though. They don't actually do anything, so I'm not worried. I hope you're not worried. Okay. Let's see. There is a ribbed bottom hem, which I do on the smaller needles. So that is good to know. I can't wait to get to the ribbed hem because I think that will be awesome, even though that's a lot of ribbing. But I finished this. So that's one sweater down, and now I want to cast on a new one, and it's like, why should I cast on a new one? I should finish more things. I'm going to finish more things mood. The other thing is, I think they're all sport, or most of them are fingering. I think there's one sport, and there's one, no, there's two sport. Either way, lots of things, and they're all in small gauges, although the flea cardigan, which has color work, is very entertaining to me right now. Now, my bird leg bags, medium, and she's got a bunch of new made to order ones that are going up that are really pretty. Really, Mouse? Good chance comes? Come on. Just like, not me, not me, not me. So in this one, you can all remember, it's the Nanelle Chick Swan Show by Caitlin Hunter, who also did the Sunset Highway. I'm using a US 4? No, a US 6 4mm needle, sorry. And this is the Nanelle Chick Swan Show. This is the back. This is the front. It's kind of a mess right now because it's balled up on the needles. So here's the neck. Here's more pattern. I just started the very last pattern at the very bottom here. So I do that, and then I think there's an increase. There's a little bit more knitting. I separate the arms, and then I'm like, basically this is like almost done-ish in terms of the body, but it's, because I have interchangeables, I have it on the biggest needle that I have, and I lost my, no I didn't, where is it? It's over there, okay. I'm using my Andresu Knits Gargoyle, my love. I have it on the largest cable that you can get for the Knitter's Pride interchangeables, and that's still not big enough for the massivity that is this Swan Show. But I love the colors and how they work together. So, starting from the top, let's run through this. We will tell you all of our secrets, or we will tell you, yeah, we will tell you all of our secrets, which is Caitlin French. This is naturally dyed. It is cochineal and logwood, mordanted and alum, and that's the purple. Then we have this, which is Socks That Rock Heavyweight in the Aquarius colorway. I finished using that. We have Fat Squirrel Fibers in the Pumpkin Puss colorway, and this one is... Did I misplace the little thingy thing? I think I misplaced the little thingy thing. I think it's the walnut. Butternut, I don't know. It's some sort of nut. It's a nut base. It's a nut base. I'm a nut case to go with the nut base. And then we have Plumpy Funny Sun Angel? No. Plumpy Sun Angel. There we go. On the Cake Decay by Socks That Rock, because I am in a Socks That Rock mood, apparently. And this is the only way to do pastels, is if you have this obnoxious blue with it, which I love. I could wear an entire sweater just made out of the obnoxious blue, I think. So that's where I'm at with that. You cannot jump that high. You're gonna try though, aren't you? Yup. Mouse, you cannot jump that high. Oh, but she thinks she can. Come here. Come here, Miss Mouse. Come here. She's like, no, no, I want up there. I want up in the window. And I will not let her, because that is who I am. With a mouthful of her. The last thing I knit on in my Fat Squirrel Fibers bag is actually a pattern that I am currently designing, purely by accident, and it's on one of the new colorways I dyed up, which is called Cascadia Wildflowers. And so I'll show you the non-pattern side. I'm doing it 2 at a time. Apparently this is how I roll. And so this is what it looks like knit up. And this is actually going to be a pattern recipe. There's going to be a couple different things. Once I get the first 1 or 2 done, I'll call for test knitters. And yeah, I think it'll be cool. And there it is in its ball form. Woo. Which is very cute. So yeah, I've got that running around in my Fat Squirrel Fibers bag. I'm at the point where I'm going to start with the heel flaps. I'm going to do heel flaps on this, because I like heel flaps. Heel flaps make me happy. What about you, Mouse? Do you even know what a heel flap is? No? No, we don't know what a heel flap is, nor do we care. So there was a little bit of stash enhancement, which I will now show you. Oh, we got a derp. Shows that all the time. I got the next installment of the niche Union Fiber, the club. This is Fleur. It's 100% New Zealand Merino that my lovely friend gifted me, and I love it. And I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet, but it's super pretty. And that came and made me happy. My brother and his wife got me this at a craft fair back home, and it's Mid-Knit Craving Yarn Company. Sweet Sock and Mini, 270 yards of 80/20 Superwash Merino nylon. One of a kind with Twilight Mini. And so it looks like this. There we go. And it's super pretty. I think it's going to become a hat. I think anyway. And then the other thing is me and my husband went on a date night. Apparently on the 30th of March. And I painted him a teacup and saucer, and he painted me a yarn bowl, which is quite big, and it says I love you in it. And so I think I can actually put like 3 skeins in here, but I think it might also be good for like knitting 2 socks at a time, because then you can utilize 2 of the holes. I don't know, but it's adorable. It's got our names and stuff on the bottom, and the date, so that's cool. Now I just need to figure out what I am going to knit in it. And so that's all the yarn enhancements, things I've worked on, etc. so far. So now I'm going to do a little shop show. Everything you see here is going to be up in the shop as of Sunday at noon Pacific Standard Time this Sunday. So mark your calendars. If you don't want to see it, I understand, and I'll see you again next week. Also, my allergies are like all over the place, and I might be getting a little seasonal here. So since Hustle Rose was so popular in the last round, I dyed up some more. It will be on both the Batty 80/20 sock blend and as well on the Skeleton 2.0, the non-superwash merino blend. No, it's a non-superwash merino. There's no blend to it, sorry. So there's that. Because who doesn't love Hustle Rose? Then, this is a new one. And it is going to be coming in. It's Sassy. Get out of there, you little butthead. You're not allowed back there. It's going to be on two different bases. It's going to be on the Skeleton 2.0 non-superwash base, as well as the Siren Sport, which is an 80/20 superwash merino nylon sport. And here's what she looks like. Hey, quit. You're going to hurt your knitting. This is on the non-superwash, and it came out super bright and vibrant, and I kind of love it. And then, due to the nature of how I dye it, it comes out completely different every time, which I kind of like. And this is how it came out on the Sport. It's a lot darker, but you still have a lot of there's a lot of electric colors in here. There's some pinks, some blues, a little bit of yellow. Of course, you can see all the bright green and black, and it's just so pretty, folks. So there will be that. And then the other one that is going to be up is the one you just saw, which is Cascadia Wildflowers. And I will have that on the 80/20 superwash merino nylon. Boop, boop. So those are going up again on Sunday. Not sure what the date Sunday is. Sorry about that. At noon Pacific Standard Time. So yes. Now, I guess if you have a sensitive disposition, you may just want to go now, but I'm going to tell you what occurred in the last week that caused me to not podcast last Friday. Mostly because I tend to overshare anyway. April 3rd, I got notified that my 12-year-old niece had, way to go, mouse. She ended her life. And so I spent a good portion of last week organizing to go home, back to Canada, where I was for a little under a week to help with the funeral preparations, etc., etc. And yeah, there's no easy way for that to be spoken about or to make it sound good. It happens, and you know, lots of us have had to get through this kind of thing before, and a lot of us, particularly in the knitting community, we have a history of depression or of a mental illness, and I don't think there's anything wrong with openly discussing it. And some people lose the battle and some people don't, and this was a case where we knew it was bad, we just didn't know. I didn't know how bad it was. I knew it was bad, I didn't know how bad it was. But she lost the fight, and so I went home and dealt with that. So I've been really quiet on social media, starting to come back from that. But if I'm a little slow at things or a little out of sorts, then you know why. It's going to take me a little bit to jump back in and get everything back to normal. But we do what we can. And yeah. So at least I have a new kitten to try and cheer me up, although right now she's starting a fight with her kitty sister. I'm not sure if you can see them in the doorway. But yeah, so sorry to end on such a down note, but I will be around. I will be getting back to normal, and you will be seeing a lot more of me now. So I hope everyone had a decent week. I hope your week was light years better than mine. And I will see everyone again next week. Bye.